Welcome into a wild Week 4 of Football Friday. Let's get right into the highlights. We begin at Waubonsie Valley as Naperville Central looks to stay perfect on the young season. Early in the second quarter, Redhawks up 14-7, but Waubonsie quarterback Tanner Westwood makes a man miss, spins out of a tackle, slingshotting himself towards the sidelines and into open space. Bryce Logan provides the escort as Westwood ties the game with a 54-yard touchdown. Waubonsie still leading 23-21 late in the second. This time it's Westwood showing off the arm, finding Eric Ash for the 45-yard TD. It's the largest deficit the Redhawks have faced all season. Central still trailing 37-28 with just over 7 minutes to play. Peyton Thorne drops back and unleashes a perfect pass into the arms of Jaden Reed. Reed beats the double coverage for his second touchdown of the game. Redhawks down 37-35. After a Waubonsie punt, Central with the ball at the Warriors 31, 50 seconds to go in the game. Thorne finds Ethan Allgauer on the slant. The senior makes a nice cut to avoid a pair of defenders and then proceeds to run through 4 more. Allgauer goes all the way for the game-winning touchdown, his second of the game, 4th TD pass for Thorne as the Redhawks come from behind to win 43-37 over Waubonsie. The Nail-Biters would not stop there, Naperville North playing host to one of the DVC surprise teams, the Lake Park Lancers. Early in the third quarter, down 7-6, Lake Park takes the lead thanks to this Nick Carzoli touchdown catch, 14-7 Lancers. After a Drake Davis touchdown run cuts the deficit to 14-13, the Huskies have one last chance at their own 20 with just over a minute to go. Davis goes deep to Ryan Lorenzo, who bobbles and hangs on for 57 yards down to the Lake Park 23. A few plays later, with just over 30 seconds to go, Davis drops back to pass, can't find anyone open, so he tucks and runs for the game-winning touchdown. The Huskies move to 4-0 and hand Lake Park a last-second loss for the second straight week. Would Benet Academy and St. Viateur be able to top our first 2 games? Well, they'll give it their best shot. After falling behind 11-0 early, Bennett's defense finds its footing in the second quarter. Billy Lawler lays out for a diving interception. He added a second pick and a fumble recovery later in the game. After a Connor Reed interception, Bennett Hickey powers his way into the end zone to put the Red Wings up 23-11 heading to the fourth. But the Lions would not go down quietly, especially Jack Cisłowski, who ran for 171 yards and 3 touchdowns, including this 47-yarder to put St. Viateur back in front 27-23. With just 20 seconds to go, Red Wings quarterback Matt Boyle sneaks in underneath his lineman from a yard out, his second TD of the game. Yet another come-from-behind win as Benet holds on 30-27, improving to 3-1 on the year and 2-1 in the ESCC. Neuqua Valley on the road at Wheaton Mortonville South looking to gain some momentum after last week's big win over Waubonsie. It was the Tigers who roared out to an early lead, but with 1 second left before halftime, Jake Eskoff drops the snap, recovers, and somehow finds Noah Herdman in the back of the end zone. 7-7 game at the break. Neuqua up 14-7 in the fourth. Eskoff looks for Will Chevalier on the screen, 34 yards to the house. Wildcats go up 21-7. NV pouring it on now. Cameron Rawpaw pounds his way through 6 defenders en route to his second touchdown of the game. 3 touchdowns in 3 minutes for Neuqua, who scores the final 35 points and picks up win number 3. Metea Valley on the road at Wheaton North in search of its first win of the season. The Falcons trying to keep pace in the DVC standings. Penn State O-line commit Bryce Effner making his season debut for the Mustangs. Early in the first, after a Metea interception, Gio Martinez takes it in from 11 yards out, gets a little bit of help, 7-0 Mustangs. After a botched punt, MV back in business as Garrett Despot runs it in from a yard out, Mustangs looking strong, up 14-0. But the Falcons would turn the tide from that point on. Sam Singleton runs for 72 of his 195 yards on this touchdown run. Wheaton North scores the final 36 points as they move to 3-1 on the year with the victory. Looking at the East Suburban Catholic standings, Nazareth and Marist are both a perfect 4-0 and 2-0 in conference play, Benet and Notre Dame just a game back. Marian Catholic and St. Patrick play each other later today. Looking ahead to next week, Benet has the tough task of traveling to Nazareth to challenge the first-place Roadrunners. St. Patrick plays host to Notre Dame. In the DVC, Naperville North and Naperville Central both come from behind to stay on top of the standings. Neuqua Valley and Wheaton North lurking one game behind. Next week's schedule finds Neuqua Valley playing Thornwood in a non-conference matchup, while Waubonsie Valley travels to Mattia Valley for the Eola Bowl. Mustangs in search of their first win, while Waubonsie needs to keep its playoff hopes alive. That game will be broadcast live at 7:15 on NCTV 17 and NCTV17.com. That is also where you can go and see the full highlights of all the crazy Week 4 action. We'll see you next week. For Football Friday, I'm Justin Cornwell.